Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Not Just IELTS. Today we are going to cover the section which a lot of people find the most difficult, the writing section. And in that we are going to cover the second part, which is the essay writing. There are 4 criteria on which an essay is assessed. These are task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resources, and grammatical range and accuracy. Today, we are going to cover the first one, that is the task response. The expectations of this part are, firstly, the essay should address all the parts of the task. Secondly, the answer should display a fully developed position with relevant, fully extended, and well-developed ideas. In simple words, we have to answer all the questions asked in the problem statement. We also have to present well-structured ideas supporting our answer. Now, a lot of us at this stage go blank since we are not able to generate well-developed ideas. Without ideas, we won't be able to add a rich and meaningful content to our essay. Thereby, the essay won't help us to fetch a high score. So the big question over here is, how do we generate those ideas? Well, the strategy I follow over here is, imagine to ideate. Let's discuss this in detail.
Alright, so let's have a look at this question statement. It says, some people say it is important to keep your home and your workplace tidy, with everything organized and in the correct place. What is your opinion about this? It's an opinion-seeking question, so now let's see how we can generate thoughts around this topic. I have highlighted the keywords over here, and also I've written some synonyms of these keywords. These will help us to form images. Now you might be thinking, but why should we follow this technique? Why do we really need images? The answer is very simple. Our brain thinks in images. Let's verify if it's true or not. Close your eyes for 5 seconds and think of an apple. Okay, I think 5 seconds are over. What did you see? Did you see an image of an apple? Or did you see the word apple? I'm sure you would have seen the image, isn't it? So now you see the human mind thinks in images. Therefore, we are going to use this amazing power of our brain to create thoughts and images which we will then use as ideas for our essay. Let's proceed with the question. Now close your eyes and visualize your clean home and your organized work desk. I've written the synonyms for your help. These will aid you to think better in terms of images. Close your eyes for, let's say, around 30 seconds, and then we will resume. Okay, the 30 seconds are over now. Let's try to answer these two questions. What did you see? And how did you feel? These were my thoughts and feelings when I myself had visualized this particular scene. So, what I saw was that there's an office desk on which my pen, my notepad, and my computer is there. All my books are stacked in a drawer. Shoes are in the shoe rack. Now, the feelings that I had, there was no stress about this environment. It was all clean, all organized, everything well in place. I could easily focus on my work. These are the images and feelings and thoughts which I could form when I try to visualize this scene. Similarly, you can also try to use the same practice. Now, let's look at the other opinion. Someone might like an unorganized room. They would rather want their things to be randomly placed, maybe because of their personal liking or lack of time or something. Now let's repeat the same exercise with an unorganized, cluttered, unsorted room. Again, the synonyms are in front of you. The same questions we have to answer. Let's start. Okay, the 30 seconds are over. Now let's see how I felt when I did this exercise with this opinion. I saw my office desk had my pen, computer, notepad, bag, watch, books, keys, everything. Everything was lying on my office desk. Now, what are the feelings that I had when I tried to imagine this situation? In my thoughts, I could feel that I should not arrange those things at the right place. Why? Because I have a perception that I'll be wasting time to sort the things. I easily remember where I keep my things. So there's no time that will be wasted to find my stuff. I want everything to be right in front of me for easy accessibility. I also believe that the time I'll be spending to keep things in place, I can use that time for other useful purposes. So, in a way, I'm trying to save my time by not keeping my things organized. So, now as you can see, we have easily come up with the points which we can add to our essay. These points, firstly, revolve around the main topic. Secondly, these define a clear opinion. So, as you can see, we have very easily fulfilled the criteria for task response. Now, suppose you get the same question with a slight difference. Suppose you get a question to discuss both the views. You can easily combine both the set of ideas which you had for organized and unorganized workplace. Wasn't it simple? Now let's try to answer another type of question with the same approach. Alright, now let's have a look at the statement of this question. It says, explain some of the ways in which humans are damaging the environment. What can governments do to address these problems? What can individual people do? Now, let's look at our idea of imagine to ideate. To help you over here, I have again highlighted the keywords of this question. I've also paraphrased the three questions. Let's look at these. How humans are damaging. What I've tried to think is, how am I responsible? What is my responsibility? Am I doing something that creates a negative impact on the environment? So, looking at these three questions, I'll I'll be able to imagine and then create more thoughts and images. Second part, government's role. What can my country's government do? What do other countries do? Third question, individual's role. What is my role towards the environment? What can I do better? What can I do to solve the environment related problems? Now, keeping these three questions in mind, let's try to imagine and come up with the thoughts and feelings and images that we can create. Let us do this for 30 seconds. Okay, the 30 seconds time is over. Let's see what I saw when I tried answering these three questions. First part, the ways humans are damaging. So I've put myself in the center. What I am doing wrong. How am I responsible? So the thoughts I came up with were I use and throw things. I'm creating e waste. There's mounds of garbage. I'm relying more on the private vehicles instead of the public transport. Buying new things is easy today because of the e commerce. The society as a whole is going towards excessive consumption, which eventually leads to use and throw culture. Let's look at the second part of this question. Now, I have centered myself as what if I have the authority to bring about the change? What if I am in the government? What I would do? I would impose high taxes on buying cars. This will motivate people to move towards public transport. I would arrange awareness campaigns to reduce waste. I would also impose stringent rules and fines for breaking any environmental laws. Let's look at the third part of this question. What can individual people do? Now the onus comes to one person, one individual. Now let's see what I as an individual can do. What changes I can bring. I can repair and reuse things before throwing them. I can recycle things. I can use public transport more often. I can plant more trees, which will also be a positive impact on the environment. Now, after we have imagined ourselves in these three roles, we can quickly jot down the points that we saw in our imagination. First, threats to environment. The points have been listed in front of you. Second, government's role. What if I have the authority? Again, the points are listed in front of you. And then individual's contribution. How can I bring about a change? Now, once we have these three major areas covered, all that we have to do is we have to expand these keywords into proper sentences. All I would have to do is I would have to write one body paragraph for each of these three sections. So in all, I'll have three body paragraphs easily formed. Now let's see what we have achieved with this activity. Again, all these points revolve around the main topic. I have formed a clear position in all the three questions. Now, what do you think about this technique? If you see in both these questions that we have attempted, using synonyms and paraphrases, I've tried to stretch out the main question part. Now, this has helped me to imagine easily. Try using this approach when you write your essays. You would see the difference for yourself.
Okay, so that was a quick discussion on how to generate ideas. When you're done writing an essay at your home, after that, try to search for a Band 9 sample essay on this topic. Try reading it out and find out the relevant ideas and the words. This vocabulary and ideas will really help you in your next essay on a similar topic. I would also recommend you to read some articles on different topics. You can use the resources mentioned down below in the description. On these websites, you will find really good articles on various topics. Suppose you can search for maybe brand consumerism on any of these websites and then read the articles mentioned over there. This activity will help you to generate more ideas. It will also give you better words to use for such topics. Alright, now time for today's extra bites. If you would have noticed, I used a word called criteria. Criteria. Do you think it's a singular or a plural word? Think for 10 seconds. In what context did I use this word? Alright, I think 10 seconds are over. Criteria is a plural word. The singular form of this word is criterion. Criteria is the plural, criterion is the singular. You can note this down in your OWOD notepad. If you are new to this channel and you do not know what is OWOD, you can refer to the video in the link above. Now let's look at the usages of these two words.
The meaning is a standard, rule, or test on which a judgment or decision can be based. The usages are: there is a wide range of criteria on which your project will be judged. Since there is a wide range, we have used the word criteria. Usage number 2. The main criterion to crack this test is effective time management. Now, since we are talking about just one, the main, which means just one criterion, hence we have used the word criterion, which is the singular form.
Okay, now we reached to today's homework. Today's homework is you have to find out words which are similar to, suppose, criteria and criterion. Find them out and note them down in your OWOD notepad. You can also mention these in the comment section down below. This way, you will be able to help others as well. Let me give you a hint to get you started. Data, D-A-T-A. Do you think it's a singular or is it a plural? Find it out yourself. Okay, with this, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you would have liked it. Please feel free to give any suggestions in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next lesson. You guys stay tuned, stay awesome.